I think most people believe that it's important to challenge their ideas on some level. I also think that most of us hold some ideas that we accepted so early and that are so foundational that we don't even think to challenge them. This was true for me. My deconstruction from LDS theology was very much philosophical. What I mean by that is, there wasn't this breaking shelf of doubts. It wasn't a situation where I was trying to remain faithful in the face of doubts. Things like polygamy, historical questions, the Book of Abraham, uh, all of those things. I'm not trying to excuse those things. In fact, I would argue that those things are evidence, but that wasn't my experience with deconstruction. I excused all of those things as things that there would be answers for, particularly in the next life. That was my perspective. That was the way that I looked at it. So for me, the deconstruction was very much about ideas. Once I decided that it was okay to evaluate ideas objectively, that is when the deconstruction started. I began to see huge inconsistencies. I began to see big problems epistemologically and morally. When I say moral issues with the doctrine, I'm not talking about moral, problems with the church. I'm talking about um, moral, philosophical issues with the doctrine itself. I'm talking about the most fundamental ideas in the gospel: um, obedience, the fall, the atonement, prophets, obedience to prophets, prayer. So I recognize these are huge claims and these are huge challenges. And for me, they were very uncomfortable challenges. But I think it's important to challenge our ideas, particularly the most foundational ideas that we build our lives and our morality on. So if you're open to those ideas being challenged, that's my plan. I'm gonna lay out one at a time what I see the problems are and why I find them to be immoral.